We cannot but be concerned that a number of Western politicians continue to pursue plans to inflict a strategic defeat on Russia. Clearly, history teaches them nothing.
Putin didn't say this on a battlefield or in a press conference. He said it calmly in front of Russia's next generation of military commanders on July 23rd. And it was not just a speech. It was a warning. Putin laid out a long-term military and geopolitical strategy, one built on escalation, rearmament, and confrontation. Let's take it apart, piece by piece.
The modern international situation is changing rapidly. We are witnessing a sharp escalation in the Middle East. Non-regional powers are getting involved. All of this is pushing the world closer to a very dangerous threshold.
This is classic Russian framing. Putin portrays external powers, not local actors, as the source of instability. He signals that global tensions are not random but manufactured, and that Russia is preparing accordingly.
We are also deeply concerned that a number of Western politicians continue to pursue plans to inflict a strategic defeat on Russia. Clearly, history teaches them nothing. They continue to supply the current Kiev regime with weapons and money, providing military, technical, and intelligence support. In fact, they are direct participants in the conflict.
Putin is removing the ambiguity. The West, in his words, is no longer supporting Ukraine. It is fighting Russia. This changes the rules. He is preparing the Russian public for escalation, while laying legal groundwork for action against NATO-linked targets.
We also know that at the upcoming NATO summit, a large-scale program will be announced to further expand the alliance's capabilities. Military budgets of NATO countries will be increased to make this happen. Meanwhile, NATO members are already spending more on military purposes than all other countries in the world combined. This clearly shows who is actually provoking global militarization and an arms race.
This is not just criticism, it's counter-accusation. While Western leaders claim to fear a Russian invasion, Putin accuses them of deliberately triggering an arms race. It's an ideological reversal. NATO isn't the defense, it's the aggressor.
To justify their plans, NATO leaders are once again repeating lies about some so-called threat from Russia, about a possible Russian invasion of Europe. They invented this horror story and keep repeating it year after year in order to deceive their own people and extract more money from them. But even here, we're faced with the usual blatant lies.
In this framing, NATO doesn't just lie, it exploits its own citizens. Putin positions Russia as a victim of disinformation, not the source, flipping the West's narrative on its head.
Given the rise in geopolitical tensions, we will continue taking adequate measures to strengthen the security of Russia and our allies. We will develop our armed forces as a guarantee of Russia's sovereign and independent development.
This is Putin's main thesis: sovereignty backed by force. Diplomacy, economy, and ideology all rest on military might.
An urgent task remains increasing the combat capabilities of all branches and arms of the armed forces. In view of the growing role of unmanned aerial systems in modern conflicts, we are forming a new branch of the military, the Unmanned Systems Forces.
Russia isn't just adapting to drone warfare, it's institutionalizing it. This is a strategic pivot that marks a shift in future doctrine: automation, speed, and asymmetry.
This year, we will complete the full range of organizational measures to form units and formations of the Moscow and Leningrad military districts. In addition, Marine brigades will be expanded into divisions. Their strike power and combat capabilities will increase significantly.
This is structural war readiness. These changes reflect not tactical responses, but a long war strategy with permanent structures.
As before, one of the priorities is the technical modernization of the Army and Navy, primarily within the framework of the new, large-scale long-term state armament program.
This is total mobilization of the military-industrial base, a wartime economy under sanctions, now aligned with long-term state planning.
Special attention will be paid to our nuclear triad. The strategic missile forces will receive new YARS systems, and our strategic air component will be reinforced this year with upgraded Tu-160M bombers.
The nuclear signal is not subtle. This is Putin reinforcing deterrence by visibility, not silence. A reminder that Russia's ultimate doctrine still revolves around nuclear parity.
In addition, serial production has begun for the newest Oreshnik medium-range missile complex, which has proven itself well in combat. The Navy will also receive new ships and submarines equipped with the latest precision strike systems.
The Oreshnik missile is not just a new weapon. It's a battlefield-tested system made under wartime conditions. This reinforces Russia's self-image as a country that innovates under pressure and delivers under fire.
We will continue to raise the authority and social status of the officer corps.
It's not just about prestige, it's about control. Putin needs loyal officers to maintain ideological cohesion. Russia is not de-escalating, it is hardening its core for the long haul.